Alright, now we go talk to Jack. Jackie boy, I got some syrups, I got some sticky cells to sell you. Welcome, Epsilon 9. How can I help you today? I wasn't talking to you, woman. Watch it, Rachel. That's my job. Sorry, Dad. My mistake, Epsilon 9. You should go talk to Dad, too. Ellipses. Trying to talk to him in the first place. So, I hear you're a hunter now, kid. Guess you were pretty serious, huh? I know Eddie's probably thrilled, but your mom, not so much. I'm not sure whose side I'm not sure whose side I'm on there. The world's a tough place. But I guess you've already decided, so not much can be done. I'm proud of you, kid. Oh, and why don't you go see Rachel, I've seen her twice, I don't need to see her again. And business will be going much better once you buy this from me. Let me know if anything happens. There you go, see, we're already at a profit of 150 gold, and we haven't even killed anything yet. We just stole this from somebody's house. Also, I forgot that there is one little thing that you can do over here. I meant to do this last time, but I ran short on the recording. See this arcade cabinet? You'll get caught up in the crossfire. Download the game, because I ain't got the time to play it now. Also, because this game has an amazing soundtrack, go over to the jukebox and illegally download the music there too, so you can play it whenever the heck you feel like it. Just like a smartphone. Now, you can sell the sticky cells and various other items of the like at shops like this, but you'll only get half as much. Welcome, are you looking for any items? From her, you get, like, the consumables. And from this guy, you get equipment. Now, you have the slingshot, which is a ranged weapon that does 8, and the butterfly knife does 12. In situations like this, the butterfly knife is better in simple terms of attack, but later on you're gonna run into enemies who are, like, airborne or something like that. Melee weapons can't get those enemies, so you're going to want to go for a ranged weapon like the slingshot, even though it may do less damage overall. That's what distinguishes melee and ranged weapons. Melee is often more powerful, but ranged weapon is more... Melee weapons are more powerful, but ranged weapons are more versatile. Also, you have head armor. You have protection for your head, body, hands, feet, and disposable protectors. I kind of like it as opposed to just having one single piece of armor like a lot of other RPGs do. Yeah, equip armor on every single part of your body. And every time I get to selling these 4 items, I hope that these actually don't turn out to be super important later. Or at the very least super useful later. Like your father's shirt does. I don't know how the heck anybody figured that out. Try coming back when you have a little more money. F you, buddy. Hey kid, what's your story? Yo, are you gonna look for junk today? Yes I am, little man. Not today, mini-me. Yes I am. Crap, then I need to hurry up and get to that secret place and get the treasure there. Thanks for the tip, loser. What's up, old-timer? This is the entrance to Junk Mountain. It's very dangerous, so you'll need to buy some equipment before you go in there. Yes, what they want you to do is go and buy some equipment, like the slingshot or whatever, and then go in there and fight the monsters and fight the first boss. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go into the big, wide open world. Junk Mountain is actually one of the very few instances in which you can actually enter into the local dungeon from the city, from the town. As you can see right here, you have the junkyard, and right in the back is Junk Mountain. Let's pull up your email first, though. New mail. Eddie, congratulations. I forget what voice I did for him. I received word from your mother that you've decided to become a hunter. Good for you, son. Best of luck. Ah, we got the tips from Scarlet. Hey there! The following are some basic tips for being a hunter, so read carefully. First of all, hunters earn money by defeating monsters. In general, the stronger the monster, the more money you get. Outlaws are a good example of this. Outlaws are basically bosses. Leveling up. Now, if you want to fight strong monsters, you'll need to be as strong as they are. If you find yourself in an area where monsters are too powerful, you should return to a previous area and spend some more time leveling up. That sounds self-explanatory and pretty obvious, but that was one of the main things that this game was criticized for back when it first came out. The fact that it wasn't linear. The fact that you could go anywhere at any time, provided you were savvy enough to deal with the monsters there. Game critics are kind of stupid. When you've earned enough money, you should buy weapons and parts to upgrade your vehicle. The most important upgrade to purchase is the subgun, because you'll be using it often. Next, you'll want to purchase upgrades for the engine. Lastly, you'll want to spend some money on the main gun, C unit, and SE, which is special equipment. The subgun is the weak weapon on your tank, but it has infinite ammunition. You'll be mostly using that to deal with lesser enemies. The engine dictates how much your tank can carry. Specifically, like the more powerful your engine, the more weapons you can put on it, the more armor tiles, so on and so forth. The main gun you want to upgrade next because it is your main heavy weapon. It is your heavy damage dealer. That's the weapon you're going to be using most often to deal with bosses. The C unit, because this game acknowledges that in real life, one person alone can't really pilot a tank. You need someone to drive it, you need someone to take care of the main cannon, you need another person as a spotter. The C unit takes care of all the other necessary stuff so you can pilot the tank by yourself. So now all tanks are one-man piloted units. And SE is special equipment, that's just as it sounds like. It's usually like an additional weapon set somewhere in the back for enemies in different positions and so forth. You may also want to buy yourself a good weapons for times when you find yourself out of your vehicle, but if you're low on cash, your money will be best spent on your vehicle. Be sure to visit a service station often and load up with armor tiles and ammo. And when you stop by a city or town, you should rest at an inn. You should also visit the local hunter office to record your progress. While you're there, you can view the target of the week and see if any outlaws have been announced. Well, I think that's about it. Good luck. Typically, yes, that is a good idea, but I want to hold off on visiting my local hunter's office just real quick. Also, one of the main reasons, even if you aren't sentimental towards your starting town, you still want to go back to your starting town a lot because, yeah, you can stay at an inn in any town, but your starting town, you can sleep in your own bed for free with all the same benefits that an inn would give you. Now, neither sleeping in your own bed nor inns, I believe, give you exactly, returns you automatically to full health, but they do heal you up a lot. I recall using a cheat code to max out my character's level, and I stayed at an inn and it didn't heal me up, but it's healed me, like, way a lot. It restores a lot of hit points. And the reason why you want to come up here first is for this reason. A large object seems to be buried here. Dig it up, like a dog for a bone. It's a vehicle! I think this is pronounced D-Mag. I'm not sure. I know a lot about a lot of tanks. The D-Mag is not one I'm familiar with. And I'm going to stick with the default name, as well as the default paint job. I can change the paint job at any time, as well as I can change the name when I get to a later town. If you have any interest in me renaming my vehicles, please leave a comment down in the comments section. In the meantime, I will stick with the default. Now we are going to head east. I thought you said west. Now we're going to head east. Also, the tank does not come equipped with weapons. We're basically in a metal coffin right now. But fortunately, although we are technically slower because we're weighed down by an engine, I don't know how that works. We are offered enough protection that most enemies won't be dealing too much damage to us, and then we will flee immediately. Yeah, if you come to this bridge and then look north and then click X, you will find a leather jacket. Which is actually I can't remember what the body armor they offered at the local store in the junkyard was. Was that a leather jacket? If it wasn't, then the leather jacket is actually more powerful than what they were selling. I want you to realize that giant flower shot out missiles did 2 damage. That slug coughed up some spitum, and it did the same amount of damage. Do with that what you will. I personally put that off as that slug being ridiculously powerful. Also, much like this tank that we found, there are items buried throughout the overworld. Typically, you'd have an easier time finding them if you had, say, a metal detector. Some items, especially the ones in the starting area, I am familiar enough with that I don't need the metal detector. I know roughly where they are. Like right over here in this dark spot in the ground. Boom! We just found an Uzi! Let's see, item equip. The Uzi does 4 points of damage to everyone on the field. And by everyone, I mean the enemies, not your teammates. However, if you're less inclined to go looking for items that don't have very clear markers, you can come over here to this little trader camp and steal this slingshot from him. If he'll... There it is. This guy sells tank parts, and you have a trader with the very same character model in this tent who talks to you about a big metal object buried in the dirt some ways up the river. He is talking about the tank that we are currently driving in. Now it is at this point that we head back to the junkyard and we upgrade the tank. Meaning that I'm going to cut out a lot of these random monster encounters.